Hi, welcome to this Corbettmaths video. In this video, we're going to look at the video solutions to the dual bar charts practice questions. If you need any extra help on dual bar charts, if you go to corbettmaths.com and you scroll down to the videos and worksheets section and go look at video number 148B, that's the dedicated video tutorial there on dual bar charts. Alternatively, you could scan this QR code. In this video, we're going to focus on the video solutions to the practice questions, so let's get started. Okay, so question number one. Question number one says the dual bar chart shows the number of goals scored by Max, Harry and Jack last season and this season. So we've got this dual bar chart. We've got Max, Harry and Jack, and we've got the number of goals going up vertically, and we've got last season. So last season's here in maroon or red, red, and then we've got in light green here, we've got this season. So here, for instance, with Max, you can see he scored 8 goals last season, and he scored, well, that's 10 and that's 12, so he scored 11 goals this season, and so on. Okay, so part A. Part A says how many goals did Jack score last season? So last season is the red colour. So Jack last season, he scored 12 goals. He scored 12 goals there. So the answer is 12. Okay, part B. Part B says how many goals has Max scored this season? So let's have a look. Max this season is in green. So this season Max, that is going to be, it's in between 10 and 12. So that's 11 goals that Max has scored this season. So 11. And part C says how many less goals has Harry scored this season than last season? So Harry scored less goals this season than last season. We need to see how many less has he scored. So let's have a look at Harry. Last season he scored 15 goals, between 14 and 16, that's 15 goals. This season he scored 10 goals. So you can see he scored 5 less goals. He scored 5 less goals this season than last season. And let's do that. So let's write down our method. 15 take away 10 is equal to 5. So he scored 5 less goals this season than last season. Okay, let's have a look at our next question, question number 2. So question number 2 says a coach sets 2 footballers, Nina and Erin, 4 challenges. So they've been given these challenges, and the coach draws this dual bar chart to show the number of points scored by each footballer in the challenges. So here we've got in orange, that's Nina. So each of the orange bars is Nina, and in grey, that's Erin. So Erin, 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 and Erin. And we've got 4 challenges: passing, heading, tackling, and shooting. And we've got the number of points going up vertically, so 0 to 10. Okay, so let's have a look at our first question, part A. Part A says write down the number of points that Erin has scored in the passing challenge. So the passing challenge is here, so it's these 2 bars, and Erin is the grey one, so that's going to be 7. She's scored 7 points in the passing challenge. So let's write that down, 7. Okay, B says in which challenge did both footballers score the same number of points? So because it says the same number of points, that means the bars are going to have the same height. So we're looking to see which challenge did the bars have the same height. So they don't score the same in passing, Nina scores more. They don't score the same in heading, Nina scores more again. Here you can see both of the bars have the same height. They've both got a height of 6 points. So in the tackling challenge, they both scored the same number of points. That's our answer, tackling, and obviously not shooting. And Erin scored a lot more points than Nina in the shooting challenge. So the question said which challenge did they score the same number of points? That's going to be tackling. So let's write that down, tackling. Okay, and part C says work out the total number of points scored by Nina in the challenges. So we want to find the total number of points that Nina scored in the challenges. So in terms of the challenges, Nina, that's the orange bar. So we want to find the number of points for the orange bar for passing, heading, tackling and shooting, and then add them all up. So for shooting, Nina scored 8 points. For heading, Nina scored 8 points in that challenge. In the tackling challenge, Nina scored 6 points. And in the shooting challenge, Nina unfortunately only scored 3 points. So you want to work out the total number of points that Nina has obtained. So we need to do 8 plus 8 plus 6 plus 3. So 8 plus 8 plus 6 plus 3. And 8 plus 8 is 16, plus another 6 is 22, plus 3 is 25. So that means she has scored 25 points in those 4 challenges. So how many points did Nina score in total in those challenges? 25 points. Okay, let's have a look at our next question, question number 3. So question number 3 says the bar chart shows the number of points scored in each quarter during a basketball match between Orlando and Atlanta. So Orlando and Atlanta play a basketball match, and we've got the number of points they score in each quarter. Orlando's in light blue and Atlanta will be in red. And we've got here in the first quarter, let's have a look here. In the first quarter, you can see that Atlanta scored more points than Orlando in that quarter. In the second quarter, the same, and so on. And going up vertically is the number of points. And let's just check. We've got 5 here, so we are going up in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each one of the little lines or boxes is worth 1. Okay, so let's go up here. It says, in which quarter did both teams score the same number of points? So as you can see, the second quarter, they score the same number of points. Atlanta score more points in the first quarter. Orlando scored more points in the third quarter, and Atlanta again scored more points in the fourth quarter. So in the second quarter, they scored the same number of points. So it says in which quarter? That's the second quarter, or the second. Okay, next, B. B says which team won and by how many points. So which team won and by how many points? So obviously we've got all the quarters, the first, the second, the third, and the fourth quarter. If we add up the number of points that each team scores, we can then compare them. So let's start up and let's just check, is this a calculator question? Yes, that's good. That's a calculator question. So for Orlando, I'm just going to write down Orlando here. Orlando. They scored 35 points in the first quarter, so 35. Plus, and then the second quarter we've got 35, that's going to be 34, so plus 34, plus in the third quarter that's 30, so that's 29, plus then the last quarter they scored 21. So then we're going to add those up and see what we get. And when we add those points up, we get that's equal to 119 points. So let's write that down. Orlando scored 119 points. Now let's look at Atlanta and see how many points they scored. So we'll add up their points. So let's go over here. Atlanta. In the first quarter, they scored 39 points, so 39. Plus, in the second quarter, 34 as well. And then in the third quarter, they only scored 20 points. And then in the fourth quarter, we've got 25, 26, 27 points. And then if we add those up, we can see the total number of points scored by Atlanta. So 39 plus 34 plus 20 plus 27 is equal to 120 points. So you can see that Atlanta scored one more point than Orlando. So let's write that down. So the winning so Atlanta scored 120 points. So the winning team would be Atlanta. And by 1 point, so by 1 point, and that's it. So which team won the match and by how many points? Atlanta by 1 point. Okay, let's look at our next question, question number 4. So question number 4, we've got this dual bar chart and it shows the total number of hours of sunshine in a city over 4 months in 2014 and 2024. So in light blue, we've got 2014, so this is the number of hours of sunshine in January, that'll be 40, and in February and so on. And then in dark blue, or lilac or purple or whatever colour that is, I think it's dark blue, we have got 2024, so that's the number of hours of sunshine there. And part A says, how many more hours of sunshine were there in February 2014 than 2024? So if we have a look at February in 2014, there were, if we have a look, we're going up in tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, and so on. So it's going to be 90 hours of sunshine in February in 2014. In 2024, well, we've got 60, 70, that's 70 hours of sunshine there. So how many more hours of sunshine were there in February 2014 than February 2024? We'll do 90. Take away 70 is equal to 20. So there's 20 more hours of sunshine in February 2014 than February 2024. Okay, and then part B. Part B says how many more hours of sunshine were there in April 2014 than March 2014? So we're looking at 2014, so that's the lighter blue, and we want to know how many more hours of sunshine were there in April than March 2014. So we're looking at these light blue bars, this one and this one. So you can see here, that's 90 hours of sunshine in March, and in April 2014, that goes up to 160, 170. So we're going to do 170, take away 90, and that'll be equal to 80. So there's 80 more hours of sunshine. 170 take away 90 is equal to 80. So 80 more hours of sunshine. Okay, and then if we carry on, we're then told there were twice as many hours of sunshine in May 2024 than April 2024. How many hours of sunshine were there in May 2024? So let's look at April 2024 to begin with. So April 2024, well here we've got, that's 100, so that's 110 hours of sunshine in April 2024. But in May, let's write that down, 110 hours. But we're told there's twice as many hours of sunshine in May 2024, so we need to multiply this by 2. So 110 multiplied by 2 is equal to 220 hours. So 220 hours. So that's how many hours of sunshine there'd be in May 2024. And that's it. Okay, let's look at our next question. Okay, let's have a look at question number 5. So question number 5, it says that 3 schools raise money for a local charity. So these 3 schools raise money for a local charity, and the dual bar chart shows how much each school raised in 2023 or 2023 and 2024. So 2023 is in yellow and in dark grey is 2024. So here we've got each of the schools. We've got Mayfield, Grange and Newtown, and we've got an amount of money raised going up vertically, and it's gone from 0 to 100 in 10 little squares. So that's going to mean that each little square, each line going up is £10. And the question says, Yasmin says that more money was raised for the charity in 2023 than 2024. Is Yasmin correct? And to explain her answer. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to find out how much money was raised for the charity in 2023 and then compare that to how much money was raised for the charity in 2024. Okay, so let's start off with 2023. So let's look at each of the bars. Actually, let's work out the height of all of the bars. So in terms of this one, we've got 400 to 500, that's in the middle, so that's £450. Here it's 600, so 610, 20, 30, so that's £630. This bar here, we've got 650 in the middle, so that's going to be 660, going up one little square. Remember, each little square is £10. 400, 410, 420 would be there. Here we've got 500, 510, 20, 30, so that's £530. And finally this bar is £600. Now Yasmin says that more money was raised in 2023 than 2024. So let's work out how much money was raised in 2023. So for 2023 we're going to add up the heights of all the yellow bars. So £450, £660 and £530. So let's write that down. So we need to add together those values to work out how much money was raised for the charity in 2023. This is a calculator question. You can see here it's a calculator question, so that's quite nice. So we can add those together in our calculator and see what we get. So 450 plus 660 plus 530 is equal to, that's equal to £1,640. So that's how much money was raised for the charity in 2023 or 2023. Let's work out how much money was raised for the charity in 2024. So that means we're going to add together the heights of all the grey bars. So £630, £420 and £600. So let's write that down. £630 plus £420 plus £600. And when we add those together, let's see what we get. And again, it's a calculator question, so 630 plus 420 plus 600 is equal to £1,650. So we now know how much money was raised in each of those years, 2023 and 2024. And Yasmin said that more money was raised in 2023 than 2024. Well, that's not right. There's actually more money raised in 2024 than 2023. So let's explain that. Is Yasmin correct? No. £10 more was raised in 2024 than 2023. And that's it. So is she correct? No. And that's our reason. Okay, let's have a look at our next question. So question number 6. Question number 6 is the dual bar chart shows the price of fruit in a shop last year and this year. So in blue we've got the price last year and in pink we've got the price this year. And this is a non-calculator question, so I've just put my calculator down. And let's have a look at the fruits. So we've got apples, bananas and oranges. And we've got the price of the apple last year. So the apple was 35p last year. And let's actually check what each one of these little lines is worth. So we've got 10, we're going up in 10. So each little line we go up is 1 pence. So last year an apple was 35p and this year it's 41, 42p and so on. Now let's have a look at the question. We're told that a banana cost 25p more this year than last year, and we've been asked to show this information on the dual bar chart. So we want to find the price of a banana this year. So last year it was 40p. It's 25p more this year than last year, so we need to add 25p, and 40 plus 25 is equal to 65. So the price of a banana is 65p this year. And we need to show that on the dual bar chart, so let's draw that bar. So it's going to be beside the one for last year for a banana, and it's going to go up to 65p, so let's actually just go up a bit. So we're going to go from here up to 65p, which would be there, and then we're going to go across, and then we're going to go down. So we've drawn that bar, and we should really shade it in that colour. So if you've got pink, shade it in pink. If not, just shade it in whatever colour you can that's similar to pink. So here I've got pink, and I'm just going to shade it in. And I would shade it in all perfectly, obviously, and I've shaded that in pink for that bar. So that's what we've drawn the price of a banana this year. Okay, so we've done that. So we've done part A. Let's have a look at part B. Part B says work out how much more an orange costs this year than last year. So let's look at the orange. So the orange last year, so the orange is these two bars. That's last year and this year. So last year you got 30p, 35p, 36, 37, 38. So it's 38p last year. And then in terms of this year, it's now 50, 55p. So you want to work out how much more it costs this year than last year. So we now just need to take those away. So we're going to do 55p, take away 38p, and that's equal to 17p. So it costs 17p more this year than last year. So 17p. And that's it. So we've completed that question. Okay, let's look at our next question. Okay, so question number 7. Question number 7 says the dual bar chart shows the number of points Abby and Lauren score when playing a game 4 times. So they're playing a game, Lauren and Abby, and we've got their bars. So game 1, game 2, game 3, and game 4. Abby's in pink and Lauren's in grey. And this is a calculator question. That's quite nice. And actually, let's just have a look at the bars. So here we've got 0 and here we've got 4. So that's 2 in the middle. 1 would be halfway up that one, and 3 would be halfway between those two. And part A says work out the mean number of points scored by Abby. So Abby's the pink bars, so let's write down what points she scores in each of the games. So in game 1, she scores 28 points. In game 2, she scores, well, there's 32, 36, that's 34 in the middle. Here we've got then game 3, 20 points. And game 4, that's where we've got 12 points there and 16 points there. So in the middle would be 14 points. So we've got 28 points, 34 points, 20 points, and 14 points. And we want to work out the mean of those numbers. So let's write them down: 28, 34, 20, and 14. And we want to work out the mean. So remember, to work out the mean of some numbers, you add them together and then divide by the number of numbers. So let's add them together and see what we get. So if we do on our calculator, 28 plus 34 plus 20 plus 14, that's equal to 96 points. And she played 4 games where there's 4 numbers. So if we do 96 divided by 4, let's see what we get. So divided by 4 is equal to 24. So the mean number of points scored by Abby is 24. So she scored 24 points per game. That's the mean. Okay, part B. Part B says work out the median number of points scored by Lauren. So let's have a look at Lauren. So she's the grey bars. So we've got here, there's 4, that's 6 in the middle, so that'd be 5. Game 2, that's in the middle, so that's 10. Game 3, that's 28. And game 4, that goes all the way up to 38. So we've got 5, 10, 28, and 38. So let's write those down. 5, 10, 28, and 38. Now we want to find the medians, that's the middle number. So cross off the smallest, cross off the biggest. And now we're going to find the middle number of these two values. So we need to find the number in the middle of 10 and 28. And to find the midpoint of two numbers, one way to do it is to add them together and half it. So if we do 10 plus 28, that's 38. And half of 38 would be 19. So that means the median number of points scored by Lauren would be 19. And that's it. Okay, and then part C. Part C says work out the range of the number of points scored by Lauren. Well, the highest number of points scored by Lauren was 38, and the lowest number of points scored by Lauren was 5. So if we take those away, that's the range, which is 33. So the range of Lauren's scores is 33, and that's it. Okay, let's look at our next question, question number 8. So question number 8 says Sharon's got 2 dice, dice A and dice B, and she rolls each dice 60 times and records the results in a dual bar chart. So here we've got our dual bar chart. We've got the number on the dice, so we've got number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. And we've got the frequency, and we've got dice A being in light blue, and we've got dice B being in purple. So for instance, dice A landed on number 1 3 times, it landed on number 2 2 times, it landed on number 5 16 times, and number 4 17 times, and so on. So that's how many times dice A landed on each of those numbers. And in terms of dice B, it landed on a 1 9 times, a 2 12 times, and so on. Okay, so let's have a look at our first question. The first question says Sharon says that dice A is biased. Do we agree that dice A is biased? And explain our answer. So we need to have a look at this and see, do we think that dice A is biased? So she rolls the dice 60 times. And if you roll the dice 60 times, there's 6 numbers. You would expect them to roughly land on each of those numbers. Well, if we divide it by 6, you'd expect the dice to land on each of those numbers roughly 10 times. Now, it may not be 10 times exactly. It might be 8 or 7 or 9 or so on. It might be 11, 12, but roughly 10 times each time. But you wouldn't expect this. If we have a look at dice A, it lands on a 1 3 times, a 2 2 times, and a 3 6 times. They're all very low. And it lands on the larger numbers 4, 5, and 6, 17 times, 16 times, and 16 times. Something just doesn't look right with that. It doesn't seem right. Now, obviously, it could potentially happen, but it doesn't look right. It actually looks like it's biased towards the higher numbers than they are the lower numbers. So let's explain that. So let's say that we think that dice A is biased. So Sharon said that dice A is biased. Do we agree? I actually do agree, so I'm going to write yes. And that's it. I've said, yes, I do agree that I do think that dice A is biased. And I said, yes, the higher numbers, 4, 5, and 6, appear many more times than the lower numbers, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so let's look at the next part. Sharon says that dice B is also biased as each number must appear 10 times. Do we agree that dice B is biased? And we're to explain our answer. So let's have a look at this. So we talked about the fact that if we roll a dice 60 times, because there's 6 numbers, they should roughly appear on each number 6 times. You should get roughly 10 number 1s, 10 number 2s, 10 number 3s, and so on, roughly. Now if we have a look at this dice B, we've got 9 1s, 12 2s, 12 3s, 10 4s, 9 5s, and 8 6s. But they're actually all pretty close to 10. Nothing actually jumps out as looking obviously bias there. So it doesn't have to appear in each number 10 times. For instance, if you flip a coin 20 times, you should roughly get 10 heads and 10 tails, but you may get 11 and 9, or you might get 7 and 13 and so on, but it's unlikely you're going to get 20 and 0. Okay, but here I think that actually dice B isn't biased, so let's explain that. Do we agree? No. And I've just written no, each number should appear roughly 10 times, but they don't have to appear 10 times each. You know, if you roll the dice 60 times, you're not going to necessarily get 10 1s, 10 2s, 10 3s, 10 4s, 10 5s, 10 6s, and so on. It just doesn't work like that. Okay, let's look at our next question, question number 9. Okay, so question number 9 says boxes A, B, and C contain yellow, green, and black counters. So yellow, green, and black counters. The bar chart shows information about the counters in each box. So it shows information about the counters in box A. So in box A, there's 8 yellow counters, there's 8 green counters, and there's 4 black counters in box A. In box B, there's 16 yellow counters, there's 3 green counters, and there's 10 black counters, and so on. Okay, and the question says, all the counters from boxes A, B, and C are poured into box D. So we've got this empty box D, and all these counters are going to be poured in. And we've been asked for box D to work out the ratio of the number of black counters to the number of green counters. So we need to find this ratio, the number of black counters to the number of green counters. So let's find out in terms of box D what would be in box D. So box D, what would be inside of it? So in terms of the yellow, the green, and the black. Now actually in this question we don't actually need to find out the number of yellow counters, but let's do it anyway. Okay, so in terms of the yellow counters, there's 8 in box A, there's 16 in box B, and there's 9 in box C. 8, 16, and 9. And if you add those together, 8 plus 16 is equal to 24, plus 9 is equal to 33. So whenever they're all poured into this other box D, there'd be 33 yellow counters. In terms of the green, there's 8 green counters in box A, there's 3 green counters in box B, and there's 1 green counter in box C. And if we add those together, 8 plus 3 is 11, plus 1 is 12, so there's 12 green counters. And in terms of the black counters, there's 4 in box A, there's 10 in box B, and in box C there are 16. And if we add them together, 4 plus 10 is equal to 14, plus 16 is equal to 30. So there's 30 black counters. So we've been asked for box D to write down the number of black counters to the number of green counters as a ratio. So black counters, that's going to be 30. 2. The number of green counters is 12. And let's cancel that down. They're both divisible by 6. So if we divide both of those numbers by 6, 30 divided by 6 is 5, and 12 divided by 6 is 2. So that'll be 5 to 2. So the ratio of black counters to green counters in box D is 5 to 2. So in other words, for every 5 black counters, there's 2 green counters. So let's write that down, 5 to 2. And that's it. So these have been the video solutions to the dual bar charts practice questions. I really hope you found it useful. If you have found it useful, please like it and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, if you need any extra help on dual bar charts, if you go to Corbettmaths and go down to the videos and worksheets section and you scroll down to video number 148B, there's a dedicated video tutorial there on dual bar charts. But again, I really hope you found this video useful. And if you have found it useful, please like it and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you. Cheers. Bye.